nickname nine stick. So these days, if I can't sit down also and tell you, say, oh, we've been set up cross-party committee for electoral systems reform, you say, now wait till you talk about so. But if I say tripartite, you will say, but not tripartite. You understand? So that now the process we kick off. After we sign the agreement for national unity, and the tripartite committee will make 80 recommendations. I like for say 80, Minister, because really, when I can talk about the journey we don't work as a nation, I can like for point to that. For a country we go through an 11-year civil war, the country will come down on its knees, but the country will pull itself up again and say, we don't want to go back into war. And say, whenever we get disagreement, we sit down, we discuss them. We sit down, we discuss, and then we agree on 80, not 8, not 18, not 28, 80 recommendations. That's remarkable. But some of the recommendations, then they require constitutional amendment. And so waiting government say as part of a commitment for implement the recommendations in the tripartite report. Now that them proposals then they will touch on constitutional amendment, will make them part of the broader constitutional review process. So that's what tripartite come and it will influence this. But tripartite in your proposals really touch on elections. And then of course the Cowan report they also talk on elections. It touch on elections a lot. So what do we do? Because we also get a commitment for implement tripartite recommendations within a specific window, but also because governments are aware, say, you don't want for drive electoral reforms close to elections, it will cause too much confusion, plenty kuskas. People will even treat out more suspicion. Say, waiting ever, now the reform where we need now, we touch on with elections, make we take them out of the broader constitutional review process, do them now, make them one and day in place, and then we continue with the broader constitutional review process. We will take to completion, and then we will eventually take it to a referendum. Because the constitution say, if you take step for amend any of the clauses in the constitution we call entrenched clauses, or if you say you want to get a new constitution for this country, you can go parliament as a bill, parliament go debate and vote, and where it don't pass na parliament by a vote of 2/3 of members in parliament, if we come to the public who say registered voters for vote again. So that now what we do this process. But first, we want to make sure say the elections related proposals, we put them in place now, and then make them fit into the broader effort for reform with electoral architecture in this country also. So this morning, I lay a bill in Parliament for waiting Parliament called the first reading. The bill, when I in this. Before I lay them today, yesterday, me and other members of my office and the minister will be in a parliament for waiting the parliamentarians call pre-legislative hearing. We say we're able to talk about them provisions here so and provide rationale for them, get questions from members of parliament and members of the public, get feedback, and then use all of that for inform we own thought process into this. So I'm for close by saying this. If anybody say this government or the Attorney General don't try for change the constitution just for the sake of it, or don't carry with provisions inside also for suit the government, that person did lie to you. All waiting you get inside here, one part now the recommendations where Justice Edmund Cowan in committee be made. The other part now the recommendations where the tripartite committee make. Of course, we don't be very public for say one or two provisions the way we frame them, we modify them. When it go parliament, then say get for modify. That not mean say parliament don't change the intent of the proposal. We want to see this very clear that then two process here so we don't inform the constitutional review process. Now that then this bill and now part of we effort for take this long-standing constitutional review process to an end, but we did do them in a way where it go work for the people of this country. So we want to honor, we want to engage in this process, and if we get feedback, things that were important for una in them proposals here, so please, una feel free, una bring and come up, una engage, and them views and they all go inform the engagement we will get with parliament. So at the end of the day, waiting come out of parliament will be way better than waiting we don't take to parliament.
Thank you very much, the learned Attorney General. I get two quick last questions for you, and then we will open up. The AG mentioned something. In other countries, women can get constitutional review. The big conversation often, the government they try for either prolong and stay in power, the president want add the term, they want say, well, if the new constitution not affects the current holder, inside salon, because of what in the AG don't talk, President Bureau commitment to democracy and peace, none of that's not a part of this conversation. President Bureau no pan try for add one more day of in tenure. He need try for add third term. In fact, now the only president in the democratic history of Salon since 1996 will not tolerate a conversation about more time. Me, I don't pay attention to Salon politics from 1996. Even Pakaba, there was a conversation about more time. Uneskuma, there was a conversation about more time. The only president where they can deal the constitution, we give me an AG, the first instruction we give is we go out there for talk about this over 2 years ago. First thing for me clear, not third term agenda. No extension of my term. He moved down. So if people then go on social media, go talk, say, will they just try for what they call these are people that we know not either they're not interested in the national conversation or they just want to throw shade for the sake of throwing shade. Substantive things in there for discourse. We agree. Nothing not perfect. No bill not perfect. The AG don't talk. Very agree. We want let people make inputs. But the input is rooted in process we don't start 27 years. And the AG and in team don't get fidelity to them two documents in the Justice Cowan reports and the tripartite 80 recommendations. So for Fambulem, the bill the AG can go, it focus on only the provision we get for deal with elections and election-related issues. The rest of the constitutional review process, they get a new set of package we get for CAM as well. So this is not just package one, not also, sir? A second package or multiple other package we get for CAM. We get for occasion for now we don't do Nandi, we get for take into referendum to the people for let the people accept or then decide who's one they want. With the hope say through an inclusive, transparent process like this, you and the people of this country gonna say this game we all for join and for Lord Donor. AG, I want let you just take a few more minutes. Let me address the most important changes that we get for happen because of this bill oil. So one of them thing they win a part of the conversation are how they elect with presidents, the system who they use for elects with members of parliament and representatives, what do they try for do for avoid runoff. So maybe just the most critical provisions. We encourage obviously everybody to read the bill. At the end of this press conference, we will go on the URL, we will go online and read all the day. But while the AG use this platform, for let's just talk about 3 or 4 of the major provisions with material for let family know about. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I think say I would like for go to some of the things and we don't generate conversation. We all remember now say there was a time in this country we they expel a sitting vice president from membership of a political party. And when they expel him, the president at the time being careful go ahead and dismiss him. And they been generate a lot of controversy as to whether now then two we elect or whether the president get that party for sack in vice just because he lost in membership in a political party. Later the Supreme Court been therefore go and uphold that decision day. So yes, that's not the law, the Supreme Court decision. Right? But really, in the Constitution, the way you remove a president or vice president from office for stated misconduct, a sitting president or vice president, the procedure laid out in section 51 of the Constitution. You therefore go through Parliament, and then of course, you know, you get the Supreme Court go way in, it comes back to Parliament. So waiting we don't put now, so now waiting Justice Edmund Cowan in committee recommend that make we put now the Constitution for prevent that kind of situation. See, in the event a sitting president or sitting vice president lost membership, now the political party will support the election, they not go automatically cease for qualify for hold that office, but that it will trigger the process we laid out in we Constitution already. We now for make it go through Parliament. Then Parliament can start proceedings for remove them. Because I say this because that are one of the lies then where they out there, where some people and post say we don't count a provision for give Parliament power for remove the president or vice president. If not good news or bad news for you, the news is that Parliament already get a power there inside this Constitution. Know that. Say Parliament already get a power there. We the only say the only circumstance under which them people and they go be removed from office while they serve now through the procedure we laid out in this Constitution already. One for states that. So that's one of the provisions. Because this now one of the things we the Cowan committee will look at. The other thing we so that's one of the proposals. The other proposal where the inside this bill so now how we elect members of Parliament. Of course, since we get elections to be under the 1991 Constitution, we don't get 6 elections in this country. 3 of those elections now first past the post. Where we get constituencies, and then somebody won in constituency, and then you vote at the constituency level, the person can Parliament. And then we also don't practice the proportional representation 3 times. Now the system where we vote on during the elections in 2023. So with that, of course, a party, the number of seats where a party they get in a Parliament, they be proportional to the percentage of votes where it gets in that district day. Yeah, but then the Electoral Commission can lay a threshold, right? The 310 then we don't practice this. In 1996, that been 5%. When a party get 5% of the vote, that means it get 1 seat in a Parliament. It get 10%, it go to 2. 15%, it go to 3. And then in 2002, when we do PR, that been 12%. And then in 2023, that been 11.9%. That's not the percentage, the proportional representation system. Both systems get their own challenges. Both systems get them variations. But then, after the Cowan Constitutional Review Committee undertake all of them consultations across the country. Look at best practices. Now, other countries really make an assessment, say, in majority of the democracies across the world, some form of proportional representation, they practice. Matter of fact, the data also they show, say, in majority of the countries across the world who say members of the public happy with the government or the governance system, now PR they practice. So the current committee look at all them things in the and recommend, say, this country also for transition permanently to the proportional system of government, because it feels, say, that's better for this country also, and government may accept that. Now the white paper, when one of the proposals them where they inside this bill, see, for transition to proportional representation. But we do so also acknowledging, say, PR gets immune challenges. Some people and they complain, say they don't feel like saying that they elect and they decide whether to go represent them. Some people and they will say the MPs and can go and talk and can tell and say, well, left me not to use semi go parliament. Some people and say it make the political parties more powerful. So what would they say? We transition to PR, but then after parliament, if parliament agrees, say, with the transition to PR, make we all get a discussion now on what kind of PR. In 96, we've been practicing a single model PR. In 2002 and then 2023, we do the district block proportional representation system. But other countries then get different versions of PR where they can practice. In fact, you get some countries where the parties that they run primaries first at the local level, make the people them vote for whether they go on the list. Yes, and then determine how the hierarchy in which they need it. Some people some countries we get the open list system, where you go inside not to the party, you see the individuals in name, they select the one you want. You get different variations. So we are saying, yes, the current committee recommend, but now make we sit down and discuss and really watch which kind PR we forget as a country. One, we go ensure, say, as the women's group in the women's manifesto say, we go ensure peace and cohesion. We for them, now reason for make them propose, say, the PR system for be entrenched in the constitution. Or the fact say it costs government less. Yesterday I talked about the figures. Really, between 2023 and now, who don't avoid by-elections, government don't able to save over 20 million new loans. If you put them in old loans, then about 20 billion. If you put them in dollar terms, then almost $1 million. And then money then they would able to put them into free quality education, would able to put them into feed salon, would not able to put them into healthcare, etc., etc. So that's now one of the proposals and with the inside. Another one with the inside, which I say the ongoing constitutional review process and the tripartite process speak to each other. Now, Usai, both processes see the threshold of 55% is too high. In fact, then check and see other countries and not the region we get a system there anymore. You know, they again. We now one of the last countries we still get a system there. Say the threshold too high. Really challenging for make a candidate get to 55%. And then if that not happen, we have to go back into a runoff where the cost will a lot, where they increase the temperature. In fact, the temperature for runoff can be even higher than the first round of elections. And so the tripartite process with government and APC CDOM, and then after consultations across the country, and then the constitutional review process we already been to go on, both propose say, make we move from 55%. So then they not a weak creation. Matter of fact, we are say the reason we make them in count 55%, and for say, yes, a candidate really able to get majority of the voters we put a bet on them, or a candidate will go beyond their stronghold. And so when we propose, say, for move come up from 55% and come down, proposal they say 50 plus 1, other proposal they say simple majority, we watch say, yes, we still face the risk of a party and a candidate focusing on a struggle for get the numbers in there. That's not the reason we make the tripartite committee been proposed, say, in addition to that reduced threshold day, and part of the effort for keep the country together, make we also add, say, the candidate for get at least 25%. Now, half of the districts in the country. But then when we watch as government, and then, check with other experts around, we watch, say, if you just left them at half, you don't really solve the problem. A party can still focus on its strong goal and get that simple majority or 50 plus 1, and then get in 25% now in your strong goal. So we want make parties and candidates get national character, national agenda, and make we get candidates and we get broad appeals beyond just a stronghold. And so now that make we modify that side, and they propose in this bill say, yes, in addition to that simple majority day, or even if not 50 plus 1, we reduce the threshold from 25% to 20%, but we broaden the scope and say instead of half of the voting district, maybe now 2/3 of the voting district. What that mean is there will be national appeal. The parties and then candidates go strive for get votes beyond the strongholds. When in dinner power, they go govern with a national agenda and make investment. Now, the different parts of the country.
Now, me don't ask all the question for now. If you don't just clap for me, say, when I not get question again. Eh? Alright. So, but no, not so you are the vocal. It's him have to call me name. No, sir. Sit down, no, put your hand up. Just sit down. Hey, wait and see if your name will come up. This is not lottery. Don't say your name, no, they can not win. At the start with Jaffa Ubayanda, account number 2. Yeah, so you, Lamandi, Naya Gitsidi, but 2, you wait. Number 3 to the woman, number 4 to this woman, number 5 to the gentleman being, number 6, Yanda, then number 7 to this man. So on this side, we will do another round. Lord one, quick, all man. I will come back, no worry.
Good afternoon. And it's from Radio Democracy. First off to the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Both Dana Aberdeen, Lumley Beach. What's your reaction? But also again for the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. I came for know about whether the Constitution make provision about what SIBA or the Ministry of Information do about national conversation on different issues. This time, national conversation about the country will go. Remember, many a time government when they talk about Agenda 2030 or Agenda 2050 about who side they want to see the country. That's from the government part. But how the constitution can unanimously create that kind of conversation where civil society and other stakeholders, political parties can sit on one side, look at issues them and...
Thank you, Jaffa. Next. Thank you very much. Question asked. Number 2. Do you want to help me go faster? Would it be in time now?
Yes, my name is Saidu Dumbuya and I write for Exclusive. And Minister, yesterday we did Parliament where you talk about this 15% plus. But cool people in me they contest say the runoff we actually will be try for avoid when they try for bring come by Connie. Of course, for the you say a candidate will get 20% per district some percentage, you actually beg back for count the runoff. You know things saying now runoff when they try for bring come indirectly. Madam Minister, you can tell we about the fish up, please.
You want updates on the fisher? Okay, don't tell, but we don't explain the fisher, but could say now, in fact. So, okay, now there are 2 after you. It's fine.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fati Wazali Mojishola Wishakente, and I report for the Africa 24 newspaper. Well, then there's a be there inside transport. People will be argue, say, the APC and the SLPP that they don't top the country and no party no will take over. Well, to my question, waiting some party provision them or plans them way for smaller political parties them will not don't get or make now the Constitutional Amendment Act.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Alimatu Kabo from Vantage newspaper. This question is directly to Attorney General. I want to know what in the specific law we go first change under the new constitution where you talk about, and when citizens then go fill this new lawyer. So thank you.
Okay, you mean when the
Now we TV, yeah. Now we TV, yeah. Now we, oh, yeah. Magic TV, not TV for you, not TV for me. Magic TV, not TV for you, yeah. TV for we all, Magic TV, not TV for you, not TV for me. Magic TV, not TV for you, yeah. TV for we all. So twin 'em, we are reality meet fantasy. Twin 'em, we give you the best, no discrepancy. So twin 'em, we are reality meet fantasy. Twin 'em, we give you the best, no discrepancy. Magic TV, we get all the quality now. Oh no, Channel 38, we care about the sports. Entertainment's 9, they not the least. We be talking about good news, yeah. If we love with TV now, so we move on, we get all the quality now, yeah. Now we TV, yeah. Now you TV, yeah. Now you, oh, anytime you need them, yeah. They're available for you. Magic TV, not TV for you, not TV for me.
Victor Tutu Rogers, immediate.
How far so far una don make provision for able looking to compare wetin happen in 1957 to that of the 1991 constitution?
Yes.
You talk about multi-party.
So you concerned about independent candidates and protections. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Reginald Brian Ojukutu Soya, and I work for Epic Radio. I get one question for the Attorney General. Honorable Attorney General, I get one question. I want to know it now the clear roadmap and timeline for the completion, adoption, and also the public education of this new constitution, and how citizens could be actively engaged before they become law. Thank you.
Okay, I think that the last person I never pointed for that round, so. All right, so let's get answer. We can. No way. We take them. Law actually starts with Minister of Fisheries, so AG will be putting thoughts in together, and then we come to the AG. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the one that where I asked the question. Somebody talk about what will they do about the boat now Aberdeen. The boat now Aberdeen, we don't talk to the owner. The owner ready for remove them, but they can't assess them. Where they assess are very difficult for like you go get a tugboat we go for remove them wholly. So what's now they don't plan, so then go begin to remove them by parts. So now parts now then go to remove them slowly because we still have concern about that. It's an eyesore. And then the next one is about the fisherable. The fisherable, I know say beaucoup people don't hear it, but the good news is, to be candid, if I want for invite una just go na the peninsula na Black Johnson, let you see how that place don't be. It also changed 3 Saturdays ago. Abididi. While reach the breeze halfway they blow, you tell like say the first word. They don't clear the place, they don't level them. The Chinese they don't build then a temporary accommodation. In fact, that accommodation they get forget outside they play volleyball. And then they don't try now for merge even the islands then within now the place stay. So now you they see the thing from the top, they go down, you they able to see. They don't make a beautiful scene of that place there. And I tell you, in a month's time again, go check them. Me don't tell them say they go there every month because I want for they see the increments, what thing they don't they put the structures the way they don't they go on. They don't bring them boats there, they don't bring generator, big generators them, they don't bring machines them, big machines there. So the work not to play work, it happen. And Black Johnson are one place down there where Salon go be proud of. So our law all be part of it. Where you not get nothing for do. Go na Black Johnson, let's see what in the thing way the government of Sierra Leone and China they do for Salon.
Thank you very much, Madam Minister. The learned Attorney General, you get a few questions. If you can do and sharp. So
Sharp. I respond sharp. The only thing we need to do sharp and for complete this constitution. And we really take with time. But I mean the question on a national conversation. Well, it's if there's going to be a provision in the constitution on a national conversation. I know say a specific provision will go to national conversation, but when we talk about education, as a guide, we look at education, we go beyond just waiting in a classroom. We talk about education, we as you know, my sister say, where they drive innovation, entrepreneurship, but also education where they drive civic education or civic engagement, you know, and that's what they do. But my brother now also probably go through light on waiting. Me and Don they discuss where they lead on for make we put in statute for a national conversation or consultation process on every policy, every law. We get an impact on people and lives. Somebody asked about the runoff, 50+1. Say would they avoid runoff, and then say, you know, what would they do now actually for create room for runoff? Waiting we don't say publicly. Now that we know they say we eradicate runoff completely, but we reduce the chance for go into a runoff. If you take Liberia, and some other countries, 50+1. The last election between the current president and George Weah, 50+1, but nobody not hit the 50+1. And so what they do? Then go into a runoff. That of course reduced the chance more than the 55%. So yes, you don't eliminate runoff completely, but you reduce in a substantial way the chance of a runoff. And all the data as we don't run, we feel say, yes, we might have a situation say, based on this formula, we're going to a runoff, but we're actually able to get into an election, we go event a runoff if we use this formula, informed by data as well. Provisions for smaller parties. Yes, two things I would say. One, that we're very clear, say, the PR system, we forget a reduced threshold. When we get a reduced threshold, it makes it possible for make smaller parties able to participate and get representation. And then, of course, you know, you never know, a smaller party can go from there to capture the presidency. Also, there was a recommendation saying for the register smaller parties will not win election in local local government or general elections in 2 election cycles. Yes, there have been tripartite recommendation, but government position is that it's a proposal that we don't support. And then, of course, even with brothers and with sisters and APC, some of them don't begin say, then self can distance from that proposal. So it's a proposal we say, no go through, no pursue parliament. But also, this one don't make provision for make independent candidates able run. That's the bill. But of course, we want to make sure, say, I skip encounter me brother. We want to make sure, say, yes, independent candidates can run, but that open the floodgates for make you get everybody just grab and say I run as independent candidate. We want for say one, the person. No, we don't say in this bill independent candidates for run, but then Parliament in a separate law for lay out certain conditions. So one, we want for say the person for don't be a member of a political party. We can say for 1 year or 2 years before the election, because you don't want a station where just because somebody lost flag bearership and gap and say it go not independent candidate for the water. We don't want that. So we'll say whether in 1 year or 2 years, for them be a member of a political party. Yes, we don't say for also get the person for demonstrate some kind of financial strength. That is something we will happy for rethink, because it will affect the people. We, want for really run for election, but then money business affect them. I think the most importantly, it will affect women them. Yes, and female candidates, same way we all know the data they show say, then can get more financial challenges for run for elections than men. So if you can't put that as a condition, then you don't put a barrier to a viable female candidate to go on for election. But the person for also demonstrate community support, right? So really will not feel say that go open the floodgate. But to your point, if you go back to 1957, 1967 elections, we get 47 candidates. Then in a parliamentary system we been get. Similar to waiting you get in UK, wherein you get plenty people, they run for parliament, and then the party will get the majority in parliament, then go get the prime minister. But under the 1991 constitution, we've been transitioned from that to go into the presidential system, wherein one person go run for president under a political party, or if we now allow this as an independent candidate. So yes, we feel so with all the safeguards, and they will not go open the floodgates. First law, and when will citizens feel effect? Yes, we'd expect
same one with the last question on roadmap.
Yes, we'd expect Parliament go enact this bill in full. Of course, we notice maybe some provisions, some proposals go come out, some go be modified and all, and that's because then one are entrenched provisions. Of course, we get discussions right now on waiting for happen with the entrenched provisions with the inside 85, section 85 and 87. We discuss and then see how we figure them out. But we take them say when this don't be passed in Parliament, waiting go to the president and non-entrenched provisions. And so once the president signs in assent, then this comes into effect right away. So if you ask me how we will begin feel this, or when citizens will begin feel this, it basically means say political parties immediately for do a reset, right? In the constitution and make them possible for make women them, yes, and able for participate, not only say with the minimum 30% quota, but also for put certain other systems in place. With the proposal for remove candidacy fees or reduce them for women them, with the proposal for make sure say violence, especially then they target women them, not be part of politics. And when they say violence, we not only talk about physical violence, we also they talk about emotional violence. We talk about the online abuse where women they be subjected to just because they try to occupy the public space. We address on it. So then one in the years we will begin feel them right away, and this will really inform the roadmap for we don't talk about coming up with a calendar, but we want to make this pass. Once this pass, we will make public waiting at the calendar. My brother and also and me and in team don't they work with we for develop a public education program where we will roll out and really make people understand when we will complete drafting, when we will table the rest of the bill now Parliament, the time frame within which we expect Parliament go deal with this, and then when that go lead we to a referendum, we will make all registered voters come and make a vote for say yes or no. We agree say we want a new constitution, because one thing we have to emphasize is that when we move this, we don't count multiple questions for entrenched provisions. We feel say the nature and character of the constitution by the time we done this process, we don't change so much with new chapters when they come into the constitution. There were 5 new chapters, with strengthened positions, human rights, the judiciary, etc. That the nature and character of this constitution, the 1991 constitution, go don't change. That waiting we will get a new constitution. And under section 108, we take that to a referendum after parliament don't vote on the bill. We take them to a referendum for make we all na salaway na citizens of voting age make a vote and say yes, we want a new constitution, and then that will bring this long-standing process to a close.
Thank you very much. Final round of quick questions, and then we're done. Let me see hands. Do you want to make a question still? All right, so it starts on this end. It starts with Pakamaya over yonder, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, I'll skip it today. Hello, get journalist there. Number 5, yeah, Lord do 5 now there. Big, Lord do 5, and then we wrap up. Yes, go ahead.
Mohamed Kamara, the Watch, and of course the Humanity newspaper. Fisheries Minister, they say 163 million, the usual I realize is small. Tell me something about the latest from the facilitators them. What I've been telling you say, when I try to find a market in the EU, what is the latest information? Attorney General, sir, what if there is a conflict between the parliament votes and what could come out of the referendum? Would that be, where else do we go? Or shall we wait for another mini tripartite where people say the guarantors will come again? Madam, permit me, Mr. Chairman, Madam, critics they say, enough is enough, we you they join for preaching is 30%. They say, we have to begin to preach about equality and no more percentage, because afterwards we are humans, we not get the fundamental human rights just like men, but yes, still anybody wake up with a CS or whatnot, it's still a continue for go to the back door, which of course the women population is rising. What do you do to that?
Thank you. Number 2, you know, Senator, the panel get right for us many questions. You know one, please.
All right. Thanks very much. Mina Kone from Country Radio. Whilst the new constitution, they aim for modernized governance, there is a significant public debate regarding the balance of power. So specifically, how this new draft will ensure, say, the independence of the judiciary and the oversight bodies like the ACC and the Electoral Commission will be constitutionally protected from executive interference.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gillen, ID number 3.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. My first question goes to the Minister of Fisheries. Madam, I don't visit that place there. I don't see the job where they don't do them. But I want to ask you whether if this same thing will go up the provinces, because we want to see the thing being national character. Mr. Attorney General and Minister of Justice, TRC make recommendation for person with disability for 5-10% inclusive. I want to know inside this bill where una don't put so whether person with disability will able for contest the election under the PR system with the political party, and waiting PPRC policy they will put in place so that with the person with disability no go suffer we self one for good parliament.
Thank you, sir.
Very much, sir.
All right. Number 4, Nabiubaya.
Yes. Yeah, my name na Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. My question goes to AG. AG, which assurance will you give to the people of Sierra Leone? The proposed amendment you've laid in Parliament, it address the Mami within Nami village, na Bremaya chiefdom, not those within they make unnecessary noise in the radio and in the social media. That is one. Then what is your take on those people or those Sierra Leoneans when they say not for review the constitution na the problem of Sierra Leone, the willingness to implement the constitution for the benefit of Sierra Leone, that is where
thank you very much.
lies.
Would have been the 5 now you, yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Amos Marshall Tayawali, aka the microphone. Mr. Minister and Attorney General, there has been these debates, not if I not to this term, I don't say, where they say one of the issues where they affect Sierra Leone politics or governance system is that the winner takes all. I want to know if in this new constitution, if there are any, of course, consideration towards that. They make mention quickly of, say, for candidates then where they go independent, you make mention that they are proposed, of course, recommendation that they for don't they away from political party for like 1 or 2 years. And now this is 2026, right? We anticipate forget election 2020. That is about 2 years from now. So if candidates lost flag their now, for me talk 2020, that is about 2 years. Qualify for going independent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that time we'll get for all the questioning for today. Unfortunately, I have to apologize to yes. I have to apologize to the one that we know ask question, but I want to remind you, inside the ministry, you can text. See the number there, 818. Send your question in advance. We will ask them. AG, by the way, I get one more question. The question will online say, within the role of the public service.
Well, not they go be, they go before. Then the EU market, oh my days. That one thing that the way a day where CM tell me say if I not make sure say I get them, then I not do me work it better. So that they didn't have me head, and we they work with the EU. We don't they make sure say all the modalities, the criteria, the way they don't ask we for. We don't they go back and forth. How we would make enforcement for control. We the boats them, the borders them, all anything and they would try for. Would they make sure say every time we they go look at them boats them for make sure say all what's in at the cleanliness where they for do them get for adhere to the thing and day. And then me uncle talk about the provinces whether the close season will happen. They definitely not for the whole country. The close season they happen and anything where they get food. If na rest with the shape na salon na Freetown, we get for Karango na the provinces from Yeliboya to Solima to Bond District, all the 8 landing sites there. We make sure say we give them within Freetown they get. Let's get forget. So everybody included because now that make artisanal it difficult because now the whole country now involved, not to just Freetown. So definitely we will involve everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam Minister. My sister, the question about why you advocate for quotas and that for transition to Uda believe in bone, it's a fairer system, it's a more just system. What's my response?
Okay, so thank you very much for that. I want to say with 30%. for achieve something, you get for start somewhere. Even in project implementation, you get for get a target. We'll not go just come. Yeah, they get just one go. But part of the TRC recommendation, now that this 30% quota, now a progressive time, now a progressive percentage. You know, means saying that 30% no more with the stop, you know. So, but we just get for start somewhere. And with all these reviews, with all the, with the GIWI where they inside, and then also with the Public Elections Act and other acts related to elections, we realize this can be improved. If we can realize, we only recently achieved the 30%, you know, in the past elections. So we are hopeful. We hopeful say this will be improved in subsequent elections. So please, the percentage still there under for just a guide, but now make a minimum. Not to just 30%, just like that, not just a minimum. We will not go below that one day, but above that one day, we they make progress with that one day. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Now the AG, he gets a few questions and we are go address.
Minister, with permission, you know, say Mrs. Tabinon support me earlier. So I want give them small support. Yeah. So yes, I agree with them in all waiting it don't say. But then for government, we believe say we get for look beyond putting this in law. We get for translate this into creating the enabling environment. You understand? Removing the roadblocks we they in the way of women them when it comes to them participation in governance, in public office, for make them able for really compete, you know, or take over in certain spaces. Like we say, when I say 30%, okay, if in this room here so everybody in a woman, or if on this table here so everybody in a woman. Now I won't forget to. But just give an example. Me and Minister in the college, it's about the same time. Right? Then 10 and day, for example, when you say engineering, the entire engineering department, maybe now one female student today. And then, yes, like if you go mechanical engineer, you don't even see woman there. You go civil or electrical, you go see one woman there for years. And then government invest in education and say, yes, basic education is free. We increase enrollment. But government take an extra step and say, women them, when they go university and enroll in STEM, science, technology, you know, engineering, and yes, agriculture, mathematics, right? So you go to STEAM, right? We enroll in the sector, the government will pay for them. When government do that, we begin see situations wherein more women do na engineering than men. Matter of fact, about a couple years ago, just 1 year enrollment of for engineering, the number of women them, because of this policy, we enroll just in 1 year, it be more than the total number of women them we don't study engineering in the entire history of Frobe College. That is where we're trying to get to. So we get to a point where so I'm not going to talk about quota. You know, we talk about, yes, we own bosses them, we own colleagues them, we're not in the majority. We're not woman them. That is where we want to get to. I just want to add that. But quickly on then issues there. So if there's a conflict between the parliamentary vote and the referendum, the conflict will only take place really, yes, because if parliament not vote the 2/3, they're not to go referendum. But if parliament goes 2/3, now they go referendum. But if you go referendum, then the people that reject them, then it not pass. Not even conflict anymore. You understand? It just not pass. That's the end of it. Independent oversight bodies, yes, in this bill here so, and in the broader constitution, there's a lot of emphasis on how you broaden the reach of the judiciary, you make the judiciary more independent, but we also understand, say, for make the judiciary more independent, it go beyond just putting it in law. It's about, you know, putting systems in place for make the judiciary able to function and be efficient without interference. The Electoral Commission are the same thing. When our members say one of the things that we don't generate the most debate around this bill here, so now the selection committee, we for recommend to the president would that for be electoral commissioner or chair of the electoral commission. Then for ensure say the commission really independent in the performance of its duties. We don't do the same in this same bill also for the security forces 155 and 165 for amend them for make the security forces be more independent, may they not act in a partisan manner. The TRC, yes, recommend for persons with disability, progressive again, yes, there's something and the way we know we don't act on as a nation. The tripartite committee make that same recommendation there. So what's the tripartite committee recommend? Like how my sister say, we start somewhere, right? So we don't act on the tripartite recommendation. We know that for amend the Persons with Disability Act, for read say, persons with disability for be represented in elective and appointive positions in a progressive manner, but starting at 2%. So yes, like how my sister say, it's starting somewhere, and then we grow from there. We hope to get to a point at this country we shall not even discuss quota. You know, this are the reason we review this constitution, because we want a constitution, and you know, with time to broader reforms, they respond to the needs of persons in the most remote areas, marginalized constituents, and that is why we strengthen the human rights framework for say education na a right. You know what I mean? Say na you within the city, now you forget access to education. Health na a right. You know what I mean? Say na you within the city, but even you granny or my young granny within a village, government supposed to provide this as a service to them. So you get several of such kind of provisions, but you know, we don't be very deliberate to say this one column, you know, the people's constitution, a people-centered constitution, a constitution where they really respond to the needs of people across the country, not just protect the privileged few. I understand my brother and concerns about the winner takes all. We feel say the PR system go broad in the space for participation. But also, now that make His Excellency really recommend say let's have a genuine dialogue. His Excellency not just gap, you not say, oh, more get power sharing. A lot of people don't call and so. He say more get a genuine dialogue, whether we for look at PR beyond just local government and parliament, but for also look at within the executive branch of government. How do we get a system? More get a discussion on how do we get a system where we avoid winner takes all? How do we get a system wherein when the government is set up, it reflects the gender and tribal or regional dynamics or dynamics or dimensions that we country. So I think that's a conversation that we have on the issue of independent candidate losing flag bearer. For example, when we say 1 or 2 years, we normally say 1 or 2 years to the election date, right? But you're not going to say, for example, with brothers and sisters in APC, understand, say, based on the timetable, the plan for get flag bearer elections in August this year. So you're not going to say, when you lose that flag bearer election day, the year for transition. You understand? So that time frame day, we'll ask Parliament for frame them in a way that's tied to the time where they actually contest for that. Your question on the role of the Public Service Commission. I'm glad we come up with that question because that's one of the things that we been come with misinformation among members of the public. Say some people say the Public Service Commission are supposed to set up the tripartite the selection committee for electoral commissioners. No. Waiting the recommendation say now that the Public Service Commission will only provide administrative support to the selection committee once it don't be constituted. So that's now the Public Service Commission in role and at the ETAP. Thank you.
Walala. I want to use this opportunity to say plenty thank you to my colleague, my sister, the outstanding Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources. Hold on, we know it. I want to tell thank you to my sister, Madam Maya Majalo, the Director for the Young Women in Governance Network, and to the distinguished and outstanding Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the Right Honorable Alpha Sise ASQ. I think if anybody who don't pay attention to this program today will come to the conclusion, say 1, the government see the work. 2, we not can hire for just advance we serve. 3, we camp on policy processes, we follow the law, with commitment and for be transparent and for be open. We welcome debate, we welcome criticism. We only left room for fake news. You can challenge me on the facts, but if you say something we no say fake, we'll go after the fakeness, so we'll clarify. And we'll continue to be open to suggestions so that the country, the people of this country, then go benefit from the work they do and the reform agenda we President Bio committed to. Until next week, same time, same place. Assalamu alaikum.
Big man, now we TV, yeah. Now we TV, yeah. Now we, oh, yeah. Magic TV, not TV for you, not TV for me. Magic TV, not TV for you, yeah. TV for we all, Magic TV, not TV for you, not TV for me. Magic TV, not TV for you, yeah. TV for we all. So twin 'em, we are reality meets fantasy. Twin 'em, we give you the best, no discrepancy. So twin 'em, we are reality meets fantasy. Twin 'em, we give you the best, no discrepancy. Magic TV, we get all the quality now. Oh no, Channel 38, we care about the sports. Entertainment's 9, they not release. We not talking about good news, yeah. If we love with TV now, so we move on, we get all the quality now, yeah. Now we TV, yeah. Now you TV, yeah. Now you, oh, anytime you need them, yeah. They're available for you. Magic TV, not TV for you, not TV for me.
I'm Dr. Tutu Rogers, a media practitioner. We look for Magic TV.
I always watch Magic TV on channel 38.
I'm Muhammad Momosise. I always watch Magic TV on channel 38.
Trouble just lay down full na corner. Yanga go weka stay glued to Magic TV on channel 38. Magic TV for you, Magic TV for me. Me when I bored, me when I want nobody salon, when I want nobody world. Pinch me, Magic TV. Catch me, Magic TV. Magic TV for you, Magic TV for me on channel 38. Please don't touch the dial.
TV, not TV for you, not TV for me. Magic TV, not TV for you, TV for you all. Magic TV, not TV for
People and the Environment. People and the Environment are program where they come to you na Magic TV. If you want to know all things about you environment, weather forecast, national park them, forest reserve, protected area them across the country and how to protect wildlife, within the law say about all here, join Cornelius E. Randall on Magic Television, channel 38, and also on Facebook and YouTube and all social media handle them every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.